you'd know exactly what you wanted passionately and what your next step would be to get it. Hello, my darling sweet friend. Welcome to another Braveheart Open Mind Live. I'm so delighted that we are spending our time together today. And if we haven't met yet, I'm Kayla Favre, a self-love and self-empowerment coach and poet. And I am honored that we are in this space together here today. And today, I've been spending my day quite relaxingly, taking good and gentle care of myself, and that is what I will continue to do after this live is over, and I hope sweetly with all of my heart, sweet friend, that you are able to find some gentleness in your day too. What I hoped that we could talk about today, you and I, and anyone listening to the replay, I hoped that we could talk gently and openly about your intuition, about your deepest self, and what that connection between you and your intuition looks like. So, what I would love for you to do is to imagine for a moment that you are fully, deeply, and sweetly in touch with your intuition. You'd know exactly what you wanted passionately and what your next step would be to get it. So, imagine that is your relationship with your intuition. And just ask yourself, and these are questions that you can write down and journal about, or you can think about. Just float them out into your unconscious mind and let yourself answer them in the time that it comes beautifully for you to answer them. So imagine that you are deeply connected to your intuition and ask yourself, what is it that your life would look like if you were that fully in touch with your intuition? What would your life look like? And just imagine. You could even close your eyes and do this as a visualization. What would your life look like if you were that fully in touch with your intuition that you knew exactly what you wanted and exactly what your next step is to get it? What would your life look like? And my darling, sweet friend, next, ask yourself, how would you feel when this passionate connection was your default way of living your life? How would that feel for you? And how, perhaps, would that feel differently from how you feel right now? So imagine the feelings that you would feel in your body. Perhaps loving warmth somewhere in your chest or heart space. Imagine how you would feel when you had this passionate connection with your intuition. And then take some time to think about the steps that you've already taken into your new year, into 2022. And ask yourself, do those steps feel anywhere near what you can see for yourself? when you imagine being in touch with your intuition? Think about the steps that you've already taken. Maybe you've joined a gym. I know that's a common thing to do around this time of year. Maybe you've made some resolutions for yourself. So think about the steps that you've already taken in your 2022 and ask yourself, do they feel anywhere near yet what you can see for yourself when you deeply imagine being passionately in touch with your intuition? And if your answer varies, if your answer is no, or not yet, or not exactly how I'd like, ask yourself next, what would it take to get there? What steps would it take for you to feel as if you are walking that path to your intuition? And ask yourself next, again, you can take time to reflect on these questions, think them over, or journal them out, and ask yourself, what's standing between you now and the start of that path for yourself? What is it that you feel like is standing between you now and the start of that path for yourself? A lot of times when I ask myself this question, I usually get the answer of myself or my fear. Those are usually my biggest obstacles, or at times my self-doubt. So listen for what comes up to you there and identify those places as where you can spend a little bit more compassion for those parts of you that feel like they're holding you back. Feel into that for yourself, my darling sweet friend. And then ask yourself, how can you compassionately change these circumstances? If something is standing between you and the path to your intuition, ask yourself, how can you change these circumstances with compassion and love for yourself? And then lastly, ask yourself, how good will it feel for you when you know that you're walking your path home to your own deep connection to your intuition? Once you can feel that you are one footstep or more on that path home to your own deep and beautiful intuition, how good will that feel for you? Imagine those feelings in your body. How will that feel? And as you meditate or marinate or ruminate on these questions, take time to feel into them. Take time to wonder what your life could look like if you implemented your own answers to these questions. And I urge you so gently and so lovingly to walk down that path towards listening to your intuition. I hope so much from my heart to yours that these questions are helpful to you. And I am wishing you gently a beautiful day where you take a little bit of time, 30 seconds or more at least, to love yourself. Perhaps to tell yourself, I love you, and I like you, and I'm proud of you. That's one of the mantras that I am using right now, and it feels really good. And it feels really cute too, because that's what Amy Poehler says to her husband on Parks and Rec, I love you and I like you. And I'm a big Leslie Knope fan. So try saying that to yourself. I love you and I like you and I'm proud of you. Because, sweet friend, I do love you and I do like you and I am proud of you. And I am wishing you a beautiful day and I am wishing you beautiful insight when you think about these questions. I love you so, so much. Have an amazing day.